من معين الجنة العلياء سال، يتهادى في عروق الأرض تيها أو دلالا، وبه الأرض تحلت ثم غنت، وبه ازدادت جمالا. ها هنا حراسه بل ناسه، طاعة لله دان وامتثالا. بين تسعى وتبحث في الرمال عن الربيع، والحر في الصحراء يأكل قلبها، وتعثرت في دربها، وفؤادها يلهو به صوت الرضيع. في البحث عن معنى الحياة أنى نظرت، فاسأل الرب الإله. قومي ارفعي كفيك والتجئي إليه، فهو رب أكرم، يسقي العطاش ويطعم، يحيي الموات بأمره، وبأمره يأتي الملاك يسلم، وبأمره تتفجري يا زمزم.
The scene is a barren desert at a valley with no plant. Such an amazing story of given. Crystal clear water is on the way. Come, O seekers, no delay. What's the story of Zamzam, the great divine miracle? It's the water of Zamzam. It's the blessed water.
املأ فؤادك باليقين، واروي العطاش الذاكرين. من ماء زمزم يرتوي القلب ويخفق بالحنين. طوبى لجيش العاملين، ملأوا وعاء الخير من بئر السماء، من بعد ما حاز القبول على النقاء. فتزاحمت قطراته مثل الندى، تسقي قلوب المؤمنين. ساروا به ركب المنى، شرب الحجيج وقد أفاضوا بالسنى. مرحى لمن مدوا أياديهم بأكواب الهنا. في كل مكان يتراءى عبد قد صلى واستغفر، ما بين صلاة وطواف ودعاء بالذكر تعطر. تتبارى أيديهم، تسعى في عمل ونشاط أكبر، ونراهم للخير تناتوا وبراحة دنياهم جادوا. كالنحل يطير هنا وهنا برحيق النبت إذا أزهر، ويطيب الماء لنا ريا بجهود تتنامى أكثر. مرحى بجموع تتوالى صاغوا من زمزم أفعالا، ترتاح العين لمنظرهم والقلب تروى وتنضر.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. أما بعد, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my respected brothers and sisters. Welcome back to your show, Ask Eman, the show where it gives you the opportunity and the platform to pick up your phone and call us live here in our studio by calling us on 0203 5150769, and for you to ask us any question in regards to the deen, bi'idhnillah. And for those of you brothers and sisters who prefers to send us an email or WhatsApp, all the details that you need to know, inshallah, is on the left-hand side of your screen as usual, bi'idhnillah. And for those of you brothers and sisters who prefers to watch us on social media, you can watch us inshallah on Facebook and YouTube, inshallah, where we're live streaming there. You can ask us any question that you have, bi'idhnillah. I'll be your host for the next hour, inshallah, Mahmoud Yusuf. With me I have my beloved Shaykh Wasim Kempson. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Shaykhana, you don't need me to repeat what I normally repeat every time we do the show. You can bless us with a quick reminder, inshallah, so that we can get our questions ready.
Inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala nabiyyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Indeed, all praise belongs to Allah. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon His final messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters and viewers at home. So, just on the way to the studio, I was listening to a talk show. And there was a Christian woman, she was talking about, it's not a Christian radio station, by the way. It just happened to be talking about a particular subject. And she was talking about society, really, and from a Christian perspective, how they viewed that so many people really have gone away morally, so far away from their moral teachings. And that kind of, we have a similar viewpoint, if you like, as Muslims, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sets out for us morals, standards, ethics, to do with law, to do with interaction, to do with all matters in our lives. And that this kind of guidance or set of rules, regulations, and that was given to us, albeit 1400 plus years ago, is something as relevant as it was then, as it should be now. Okay. However, when we look at the stories in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about the story of Hud alayhi salam, Salih alayhi salam, Shu'aib alayhi salam, and how their peoples or those particular nations, they had different kind of forms of misguidance, whether it was cheating and deceiving and the buying and the selling, or their arrogance, or what power that they thought they had. The simple message that was given to those people was the same message that you find in the Quran, subhanallah. However, that society had somewhat gone astray, and that society was trying to dictate or to determine that what was acceptable. Now, in a time where, you know, there is lots of confusion as to what's correct, and things like people have movements, like we want freedom of speech, okay, and that certain ideologies represent freedom, and certain ideologies represent oppression.
Right.
All of this in this, if you like, in this arena all of these ideologies and peoples are kind of striving and struggling to be the one on top, to be the superior one, to say that we are the best and that they are the worst.
Sure.
And I think it's very important for us to, as Muslims, that we recognize the beauty that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us, the moral code that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us, the ethics, the dealings with people. It is absolutely second to none. Meaning that there is nothing better than that.
Right.
And this is, of course, without any doubt, because this is guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not only best for His creation, it is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, can only be perfect. So we should feel really blessed that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has guided us to this, and we ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to allow us to remain firm on that. Allahumma ameen.
Barakallahu fiqh, Shaykh, and this will lead us into an ad break, inshallah, brothers and sisters. So please remember, if you do have any questions, so you can call us back after that break, inshallah, on 0203 515 0769. And join us after that break. From me and Shaykh for now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my respected brothers and sisters. Welcome back to your show, Ask Eman. The show gives you the opportunity, inshallah, and the platform, remember, brothers and sisters, to ask us any question in regards to the deen. And this is an opportunity for you, inshallah, to pick up your phone and ask us the question that you must have heard today, or maybe within this week, or an answer that you've heard an answer, but you thought it's kind of weak answer that you want to get clarification, inshallah. This is an opportunity, inshallah, to do so by picking up your phone here and calling us on 0203-5150769 and get that clarified, bi'idhnillah. طب شيخنا, inshallah, we're going to start with our first question via WhatsApp. And this is in regards to riba, or riba, interest. Says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We all know that most banks work with riba, and we heard recently that Islamic Bank actually work with riba as well. Now, which one is suitable for us to use as halal? They use the word halal because meaning, which bank would you recommend that we can actually use? We can't mention the names of the banks, but we can say what kind of banks we can actually go ahead towards.
Okay, so Bismillah. With regards to the general high street bank, then yeah, they have riba or usury interest based loans and whatnot. Islamic banks, such a broad question that I can't comment on that, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Because it's hearsay. Allah Azza wa Jalla knows best concerning that. Islamic banks have packages and do savings accounts which are perfectly permissible, alhamdulillah, no riba involved at all. If there are other particular things that a person is looking at, but taking out a loan or whatever the case may be, then they present that to a person of knowledge who has some knowledge in that area, and then the issue can be looked into. Allah knows best.
Barakallahu feek, Shaykh. Another question in regards to the salah here, or forgetfulness in inshallah. So it starts with Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If I mistakenly have made an extra sujood, not knowing that I've actually done 3 sujood, and I remembered it when I got up to do my rak'ah. Now, how do I rectify my mistake?
Okay, so with regards to mistakes in the prayer, either they're not to make it too complicated, you've done it unintentionally, okay? You didn't mean to do it, and it can happen. So here, what you can do is there are different ways of making up for that mistake, and that is making 2 prostrations at the end of the prayer. And there are some of the view that you make the 2 prostrations before you complete the prayer. So you complete your prayer as normal, meaning your prayer is valid, alhamdulillah, and in your last rak'ah of the prayer, when you say At-Tahiyyatu lillahi was-salawatu wat-tayyibat, this is the tashahhud, and then you say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, okay, you say salutations upon the Prophet alayhi salam, and then you make your the dua, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min fitnat al-masih ad-dajjal, like this, and after you've made your supplications, then you make 2 prostrations as you would normally, and then you make taslim. You do that when there is a deficiency, you missed out something in your prayer.
Sure.
If you added something in your prayer, then you complete the prayer. Once you've completed your prayer, you don't go anywhere. You make 2 prostrations, and then you make another taslim.
Sure.
Okay, so as you've done something extra here in the prayer, you finish your prayer as normal, and then immediately you say Allahu Akbar, you go into prostration. Subhana Rabbil A'la, Subhana Rabbil A'la. Then you come up and you make another prostration, and then after you get up, immediately you say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And that makes up for that shortcoming. Wallahu a'lam.
Barakallahu feek, Shaykhana. Another question we have from Sister Muna. Starts with Assalamu alaikum, brothers. I want to know, can a person who performs wudu put their socks on, but later on wants to change their socks, will they be able to wipe over their socks, or do they have to perform their wudu again?
Okay. So answering this question means that you have to pay attention very carefully here now.
Go ahead.
Okay. So the person makes wudu, washing their feet, and then they place their socks on. Okay? It is allowed for that person now to wipe over the sock for 24 hours, let's say.
No.
Okay, as a resident. Let's say they kept their wudu. They kept their wudu. I've not wiped over the sock at all. I'm still in a state of wudu. Let's say, for example, I remove the sock.
Yeah.
And I put it back on.
Yeah.
But I still have that wudu. I haven't wiped over it yet.
Sure.
Okay? If you did that, you could wipe over the sock.
Right.
Because I haven't yet wiped over it.
Okay.
Right. If, however, that you have had the socks on, and then you Salatul Dhuhr, you prayed your Dhuhr, okay, and then you needed to make wudu, you nullified your wudu. You took the socks off,
Right.
and then you put them back on. Because you wiped over them once already, and then you took it off,
Right.
you would have to wash your feet.
Okay.
Okay, so if you can follow that, inshallah ta'ala,
Okay.
that's how it works.
طيب بارك الله فيك شيخنا. another question we have in regards to insurance, inshallah, Shaykh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Can I have, as a Muslim, a traveling insurance, a travel insurance?
Okay. So we have to understand that fundamentally that the transaction of insurance is something that goes against Islamic principles, therefore makes it a void contract, not permissible. Okay. Why is it void? Why is it not permissible in Islam? It means, let's say, for example, that you're going to pay car insurance, and they ask you, you pay £800 for the year because maybe you get in an accident and you need some money to cover that.
Sure.
In that year, walillahil hamd, I didn't get no accident, but they still took £800 from you.
Sure.
This kind of transaction is that you're paying for something you don't know what's going to happen in the future.
100%.
So therefore, this type of transaction, because it's unknown, okay, therefore it makes it not allowed.
Okay.
So then we're saying this, you don't take out insurance? No, because of the law of the land here in the UK, you have to take out insurance for the car. Okay, so it's a must for you, and because having a car is considered like a necessity for some, then therefore you take out what is necessary for your car. Meaning, so insurance is not permissible. So take out travel insurance, I don't have to take it out. Then you don't take it out because it's not permissible for me to do that.
Right.
And all the other insurances that you know, whether it happens to be life insurance, or it happens to be property insurance and things like that, unless it is mandatory that you have to, then you're not permitted to take it.
Like certain visas, Shaykh, in certain countries, they request from you to actually take a medical travel insurance, like a medical insurance. So then you have no choice but to pay for it.
Yeah, you got no insurance, you got no choice in the matter. Then this is something else, and this is an exception to the rule.
Barakallahu feek, Shaykhana. We have another question from Facebook. Starts with Assalamu alaikum again, inshallah. So it says, is it permissible to color your grey hair with henna? And this is a question for Eman.
So it is permissible for you to dye your hair with henna, even if you've got grey hair in your beard or on your head, and you want to dye your hair with henna, that's absolutely no problem.
Any other color? I mean, we touched on this I think yesterday. But here it says to you, if it's not henna, can we use any other dye?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be henna. Sometimes you can find, hair dyes on in the shops and things like that. Maybe it's brown or something like that, or that's fine, inshallah ta'ala. But you avoid black.
Okay.
No.
Barakallahu feek. Shaykhana, let's take our next call, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Ask Eman. Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
You're live on Ask Eman, sister. What's your question for us, inshallah, today?
Are you allowed to donate your organs once you die?
Say it again, sorry.
Are you allowed to donate your organs once you die?
Okay, khair, inshallah. Do you have any other questions?
No, that's that one.
Barakallahu feeki. Tab Shaykhana, are we allowed to donate our organs once we die?
Okay.
And this is not long ago. I think yesterday or the day before, I've heard a radio about kids, children, when they pass away, the parents give the go-ahead to the doctors to donate because it will save another 5-6 people. So as a Muslim, are we allowed to donate our organs?
Okay. I think we mentioned this yesterday. There is some lots of research into this particular issue. And I'm of the view that it is, following the opinion of the ulama, the scholars, that it is permissible for somebody to donate their organs after they pass away. You get permission from that individual, and they're not to be sold either. But it is permissible for you to donate your organs, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is best.
Barakallahu feek. Shaykhana, another question we have here from YouTube. Assalamu alaikum. Can I know what dress code are for Muslim men?
A dress code? Well, so what Islam gives us is general guidance concerning clothing. So as long as you are covering your awrah, your private parts, then that clothing is sufficient for you, inshallah ta'ala, for whatever you want to choose to wear. As long as it's not, the clothing of immoral people, or it's clothing which has names and markings on it which have bad meanings, for example, then whatever clothing you want to wear, inshallah ta'ala, you're free to do that.
There is no dress code for a Muslim person, because a lot of people have this idea that wearing a thobe, this is a Muslim man's dress code. Can we just clarify?
Yeah, we'll clarify that, inshallah ta'ala. So, for example, I won't go to the supermarket dressed like this.
Sure.
Okay? I won't, because it will, people will think, what's going on here?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yep.
But this is a TV program.
Yep.
And we, if you like, dress for the occasion.
Sure.
For the television program.
No.
Okay? But other than that, whatever kind of environment or customs that you are in, it is permitted for you to wear the clothes of those people.
Sure.
As long as those, of course, as I mentioned, let's say you might find people who don't wear anything. That's their custom. Doesn't mean, okay, I'm going to wear nothing. You would have to, as a Muslim, be required to cover your awrah. Other than that, then this is for men I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Whatever if they want to choose the clothing of the people, then that's fine. With regards to sisters, whatever if it fulfills the criteria of the hijab, it doesn't have to be black. If it wants to be brown or grey or green or whatever color is you find is okay for that place, then you have the choice to do that as well. No.
We have 40 seconds. Shaykhana, how do we avoid our evil eyes? How do we avoid evil eyes?
So, making your supplications in the morning and the evening is very important, and seeking protection from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It can happen to you, and Allah knows best. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to protect us from the evil eye. Allahumma ameen.
Barakallahu feek. Shaykhana, brothers and sisters, please remember to join us after that break, inshallah, for more Ask Eman, inshallah. So remember, if you do want to take part, by calling us here on our studio on 0203 5150769. For me, the Shaykh, for now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my respected brothers and sisters. Welcome back to your show, Ask Eman. Shaykh, and inshallah, we're going to start our show with the first question we have for my brother or a sister. Let's say the scholars, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Ask Eman.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hayakallah, brother. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
My name is Muhammad, and I'm calling from London.
Hayakallah, brother Muhammad. What's your question for us today?
Brother, I've got two questions. If there's no time, then I'll just ask the one.
No, go ahead.
The question's to do with basically taking out a credit card.
Yeah.
I'm aware that taking out a credit card is not allowed. However, certain car hire companies do not accept a standard debit card. They require a credit card.
In the UK?
UK and abroad. Europe.
Yeah, abroad I'm aware of it, but I didn't know there's such thing in the UK.
Not in the UK, because I live in the UK, so it's usually when I go abroad and
Aha.
I want to
Yep.
hire a car,
Yep.
they require a credit card.
Sure.
I recently I went abroad last year and with my wife, my mother, 2 sisters, and small children, and
MashaAllah.
public transport wasn't really an option.
Of course.
So for situations like this, is one allowed to take out a credit card specifically for this purpose
Sure.
and not use it for anything else?
Yeah.
If they can get away with using a debit card once we get there, then we'll use that. But if they insist that they have to be a credit card, then we'll use it then.
No problem.
And then if possible, cancelling it after we come back. So basically taking out a credit card specifically for this purpose
Yeah.
and not using it for anything else. Would that be allowed?
Excellent. What's the next question?
And the second question is a man allowed to be inside the house when his wife has like friends or her sister or other relatives around, but there is no like mixing between them? So in other words, I'm in a separate room and they're in a separate room, and opposite also. For example, if she goes over to their house and they have like the brother or the husbands at home, they don't see each other. They're in a separate room.
Yeah.
There's only one male around. Does that be allowed, or should this
Sure.
situation be avoided?
Barakallahu feek, brother Muhammad.
وفيك بارك جزاك الله خير.
Assalamu alaikum. طب شيخنا, subhanallah, I've had the same issue. I'm sure a lot of people did have. Now, the brothers, I mean, it's rightly mentioning when it comes to credit cards itself, when you go overseas, they do request credit cards from you.
That's right.
Now, first, there's two things, inshallah, maybe you can clarify for us, Shaykhana. One, is it allowed for him to have a credit card just for that purpose? And secondly, we need to clarify or rectify the issue that a lot of people misunderstand about credit cards. So go ahead, Shaykh.
Okay. So answering the more kind of general question about taking out credit cards, brother mentioned that, and it is rightly so, that you shouldn't really take out a credit card because of the agreement that you are entering into. I understand that they may give you like a 9-month, depending on the kind of card you take out, a 9-month kind of interest-free kind of agreement that you can use the card. But that's a lot of the time. A lot of the time, people who use the cards, they fall into, after 9 months, they end up falling into having the debt and they have to pay the interest.
Right.
Okay. It's all good and well saying that, I'm just going to use it within this time and I won't go over and I'll make sure I can pay it back before 9 months. If you can't pay it back, then you're in trouble. You have to involve yourselves in riba. For this reason, you should not, even though it's 6 months, 9 months of interest-free, because of the agreement and there's big possibility you could fall into that, then therefore you should not do that. Shouldn't take out a credit card. Now, as the brother rightly mentioned, that when you go abroad and you want to rent a car, you can, and having a car in certain countries is an absolute must. Okay, either the transport system is very difficult to use, if there's a transport system, and so therefore having a car is an absolute must. Because of that, and let's say you're visiting family, birr al-walidain, visiting family, or silat al-rahim, visiting mother, father, or relatives, then for this reason you're only going to use it for this reason, and it's not as though that you're going to pay things with the credit card. Rather, what they will do, they'll put a block on it. So, for example, the actual payment of the rental can be by a debit card, which is absolutely no problem. But what they will do is that they will put a block on the card for a certain amount, say £300. It's like a guarantee that if anything happens, that they can guarantee that they're able to get their money. Because maybe a person has a debit card and there's no money on the debit card.
Sure.
So there's the car's is in a bad state, and the person who's rented the car company can't get nothing from you. So they don't want to take that risk.
Sure.
So they want to ensure that at least if you ain't got nothing on your debit card, they will be able to take it from the credit card. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy that you're not in an accident.
No.
Then there's no actual payment on the credit card. Okay. So if you're specifically and only using it for that, then that's no problem, inshallah ta'ala.
Sure. طيب خير, inshallah. Barakallahu feek. And Brother Muhammad asked us another question, and that was in regards to males staying at home when the wife has other sister friends who are coming to visit. Now, is he allowed to be in the house knowing that he's not going to be in the same room?
Absolutely no problem at all, inshallah ta'ala. There's no need to make situations difficult for ourselves.
Yeah.
If as the brother described, he's another person, the sisters are in another room and having tea, coffee, biscuits, whatever the case may be, absolutely no problem at all. And vice versa, if his wife was to go to another person's house and there's all sisters and they're enjoying themselves and things like that, really there's no problem. Allahu A'lam.
Barakallahu feek. Next question we have here from Musab. Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh. Is home insurance permissible in Islam?
So, yeah, we mentioned concerning insurance and that is not permitted to take out. And so this type of insurance is not allowed. Wallahu a'lam.
Okay, Barakallahu feek. Shaykhana, we got another question. We have a caller? Okay, let's take this call, inshallah. Brother Ahmed, assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Ask Eman.
Wa alaikum assalam. Wa alaikum. Sheikh Sahab, I want to ask one question. There's somebody who was a Christian before and she accepted Islam. I'm a witness, and she was reading Kalma and strongly believed that the Holy Prophet ﷺ was the last prophet, you see. But she passed away a couple of weeks ago, and her funeral was today. But her family, they buried her, in the Catholic way.
Okay.
But from heart, she was a Muslim. I'm a witness, and she requested me before she passed away, can I do the Umrah for her? I promised, yes, I will do for you the Umrah. So I just want to know, all day I was reading, like a Fatiha and the Durud Sharif and everything, you see. So I just want to clear for my peace of mind about, because that's her first night in grave. I request for the dua as well, and please could you just clear me a little bit her situation? Because she buried the Catholic way, but she was Muslim from heart. So Sheikh Sahab, please, I just want to know about this, please, sir.
Barakallahu feek. Shaykhana, go ahead.
Right. So on this issue, as you mentioned that you were witness to her saying the kalima, meaning La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, she believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and she believed in the prophethood of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Therefore, that means that a person is a Muslim, a person who declares their faith, that they are a Muslim. So there's a couple of issues. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you, brother, for being there to help that person go and embrace Islam.
Amen.
And now that our sister has passed away, it is the responsibility now of the Muslim community to pray janazah for her. Even though she has been buried in the way that she has been buried, I would contact the local masjid or a masjid that is willing to do that. Okay? So after any one salah, it could be after dhuhr, it could be after asr, any of the prayers, you speak to the imam. There was a sister, she passed away. Okay? But unfortunately, no one was able to pray janazah over her. Okay, so therefore the community's responsibility upon the community to ensure that the janazah is established and prayed for her. And we ask Allah Jalla wa Ala to have mercy upon her. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for her in her grave. Allahumma ameen. As for that, what can be done for her now, then by all means, if you've made umrah yourself before, then you can make umrah for her, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, and if you remember, you can set up maybe a charity for her, a sadaqah jariyah. It could be a small thing. Okay, it could be some money, an amount towards the printing of a Quran, or towards the building of a masjid. You don't need to build an entire masjid for a person. You can just participate in the building of a masjid, and that could be a sadaqah for her. Okay. And you're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have mercy upon her and to forgive her. These are the kind of things that you can do, inshallah ta'ala, to help her in her grave. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy upon all the Muslimin who have passed away. Allahumma ameen.
Barakallahu feek. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Jazakallah khair. Shaykhana, we have another question here about WhatsApp. Starts with Assalamu alaikum. Is it permissible to lie in order to conceal past sins? This is in regards to a brother proposing to a sister. Is he allowed for him to lie about his sins?
Right. So, if we look at the scenario, hiding my sins from a potential partner, I should say that no one person on this earth is free from sin. Every single one has sins. The person who's sitting there in front of you has sins. And the origin concerning sins is a sitr, is that they should be covered. Okay, there's no need for you to tell people, these are the sins I committed. Okay, your sins are between you and your Lord, and that you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you for your sins. So if you're meeting a potential spouse and things like that, asking each other what sins you got involved in the past is not a conversation that you should be having. Okay, Okay, so what kind of sins are you involved in? This is not the part of the conversation. Okay, you're talking about the good things that you and the good intentions that you have and what goals and things that you want to achieve in your life. Okay, if there are things that you are regretful in your life, then we all have that.
No.
Okay, but there's no need for you to feel responsible about you telling them, oh, these are the sins I committed. Wallahu a'lam.
Barakallahu fiqh. Shaykhana, brothers and sisters, join us after that break, inshallah. Famina Shaykh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, wa salatu salam ala rasulullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my respected brothers and sisters. This will be the last segment, inshallah, so please remember to pick up your phone and call us if you do have any question in regards to your deen, inshallah, on a number that I'm about to give you. It's 0203-515-0769. That's 0203-515-0769. And for those of you brothers and sisters who prefer to continue sending us a message by email or WhatsApp, inshallah, continue doing so, inshallah. Inshallah, Shaykhana, we're going to ask, well, we've got questions here from YouTube, inshallah, Shaykh. And one of the questions that we have here, Assalamu alaikum, I work in a hospital. I work in a hospital where a lot of people die every shift that I work. It is a Christian hospital, which doesn't make no difference. Whenever someone passes away, can I say Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un every time somebody passes away or not?
Okay. So, if we can widen the question, is it allowed for a Muslim to say Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un for Muslims and non-Muslims? it is permissible. Shaykh Ibn Baz rahimahullah ta'ala, he gave fatwa to say it is permissible, because essentially the meaning doesn't change whether it is a Muslim or non-Muslim. That inna lillah, to Allah we belong, wa inna ilayhi raji'un, and to Him we will return.
No.
And that is the case for a Muslim and a non-Muslim. So, la haraj, there's no problem in you saying that, whether it be a Muslim, you hear news about a Muslim or a non-Muslim dying. Let's say, la samahallah, that there's an accident or there's a crash or there's, as it is happening at the moment, there is a pandemic of this virus and things, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us.
Ameen.
And make it easy for
Ameen.
anyone who's suffering for this. May Allah Azza wa Jalla protect us. Allahumma ameen. If somebody was to hear this, this person died, and they haven't been non-Muslim, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. That's not a problem, inshallah ta'ala.
Khair. Barakallahu fiqh. Shaykhana, we have more questions about Facebook, YouTube, inshallah. So Facebook. So before we do continue asking the majority of the questions, Shaykh, we got a caller. Let's take this call, inshallah, brothers. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Ask Eman.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to yourself and Shaykh Wasim Kempson.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I have a couple of questions, if I may.
Go ahead, start with the first one.
First question is regarding once done wudu in the morning and socks put on the feet, and afterwards dhuhr and asr wudu done by doing masah over the socks. So after that, if I come back home and I still have the wudu, I haven't broken my wudu since the Salatul Asr, but now I take off my socks coming back at home, would still my wudu be valid, or I have to renew my wudu for Salatul Maghrib?
Stay on the line, inshallah. Shaykhana, if you can answer this question.
So the question is, if we can simplify it, is that if I made wudu, I put socks on, okay, and then I wiped over the sock, okay, and I prayed, and then after the salah, by half an hour, I took my socks off. Does the taking of the sock off after wiping it, does that nullify your wudu? Okay, we say, as Shaykh al-Islam rahimahullah ta'ala says, as we establish wudu with absolute evidences to establish wudu, similarly we will only establish that wudu is nullified by clear evidences. And there's no clear evidence to state that by taking off your sock that it nullifies your wudu. So if you took off your sock, okay, having wiped over it and you still have wudu, then you are still in a state of wudu, and Allah knows best.
Barakallahu fiqh. What's your next question, inshallah, brother?
Second question is, I'll try to put it simply and quickly. It's regarding khula. My brother-in-law, unfortunately, going through this at the moment. So if his wife applied for khula and the court, without hearing the point of view of the husband, grants khula, number one, would that be valid? And number two, what are the rulings regarding khula, that after khula, the husband and wife coming together, is it same as talaq or is it different?
Okay, go ahead, Shaykh.
So there's two parts to this question. The first one I can answer categorically because it is a black and white issue, if you like, whether there's a difference of opinion on it. The other issue which I can't comment on because it's to do with the goings on between two different parties, so I can't pass a ruling on that, whether it's allowed or not. I don't know the circumstances behind it. The second question I'll answer first is a khul'a, is that considered a talaq? Okay, this is a well-known difference of opinion amongst the scholars, but the opinion of Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhuma is that a khul'a is not a talaq. There are two different things. And if you go to Surah Al-Baqarah, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions at-talaqu marratan, that divorce is 2 times. And then you keep your wife with good or let her go in a good way. And then shortly after that, in the few verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَإِن طَلَّقَهَا, that he divorces her, meaning a 3rd time, that they would not be permitted to be together anymore, because that would be considered a 3rd talaq. And then shortly after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the ruling of al-khul'a, that if she wishes to return the mahar, then that is another way out of the marriage. So based upon this, Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, the famous companion, he separates the khul'a from the talaq. Okay, so although it is, some of the ulama are of the view, we have to respect that view, and it depends really, whatever judge you go to, and that judge would, Islamic scholar or Shaykh would take that view, you go by his opinion if you go to him. It's not about your own desires that we go to this particular Shaykh, and well, I see it differently, because the judgment of a qadi or something like this removes khilaf.
Sure.
the judgment of a judgment in Islamic issues removes the khilaf. You go with his particular view. But in principle, we say that khula is not a talaq. They're two separate things. As for the issue that's going on between your brother-in-law and his wife, I ask Allah to make it easy for them.
Ameen.
If they need to seek, further Islamic guidance concerning that matter, they should go to a person of knowledge, Shaykh or Eman or something like that. And Allah knows best.
Barakallah feek. Shaykh, is the brother still there?
Yes, I'm still there.
Does that answer your question, inshallah, for you?
Alhamdulillah. I just wanted to clarify whether if khula happens and then the ruju is without nikah or what would be the situation?
Okay. Yeah. So, if a khul'a occurs and it is a correct khul'a, the wife requests that I want a khul'a, she returns the mahar, for example. The husband agrees to that. We said that khul'a can only occurs with his agreement. He agrees to that. Immediately, the marriage is dissolved.
Right.
Okay. She will have one menses cycle, and he can't take her back.
Sure.
He can't say, well, is talaq,
Yeah.
because it's a irrevocable situation. This is irrevocable. He can't take her back. But if she finishes her iddah, okay, and then 1 year down the line, 2 years down the line, she didn't get married again, okay, he didn't get married again, and they decide they want to go back together, they have their right. Wallahu a'lam.
Does that answer your question for you, inshallah, Brother Ahmed?
Yes. Jazakallah khairan kathira.
Barakallahu feek. طب Shaykhana, we're going to go back to our Facebook questions, inshallah. Another one here says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Okay, this brother's asking. He's got more than one question here. So the first question is, got how many percentages does a man need to spend in his house from his salary?
So Islam doesn't dictate as to how much percent you need to pay towards your home. I can't say 65% or 5%. Okay, you know the responsibilities that you have, and these are, in general, that you financially support your family, whatever that represents of your salary, whether it's 5% or 90%, you do what is necessary, okay?
Sure.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for you.
Another question we have here is, Assalamu alaikum, can someone divorce his wife through the phone? About calling her, basically calling her using the phone.
Yeah, so with regards to divorce, what I would say is that, just as when people get married, okay, that both of them are present, okay, because it's an occasion, it's a very important thing. Similarly, with regards to divorce, I would recommend, if it is going to happen, is to do in the presence of, between the two spouses, that they are there, if that is at all possible. If the question is, does it count? Then, in theory, it does.
No.
Okay, if you was to say to, man says to his wife, over the phone, and it's valid and things like that, yeah, that can be a valid way of offering a divorce. Wallahu a'lam.
Barakallahu feek, Shaykh. And the next question we have here. Sorry, it just disappeared. Okay, next question we have here, how to learn Quran. So somebody is asking us, or asking you, Shaykh, how do I need to learn the Quran?
If you mean learn its recitation, then you learn the Arabic alphabet. Okay, you find a teacher. You find a beginning book in how to put the letters together, the sounds, and so on. And you start like this. If that's what you mean with regards to how to learn in the Quran, its recitation, then you start like this, okay?
No.
If you mean learn the Quran in terms of its meanings, then there are books of tafsir, there are books of explanation, explaining the meanings of the Quran in the English language. There are two very well known, I know, complete. There's Tafsir Ibn Kathir, and there is also Tafsir Shaykh Sa'adi, rahimahullah ta'ala. These are two complete tafsirs of the Quran. So it really depends what you mean in learning the Quran, but these are two that come to my mind.
50 seconds, Shaykhana, what are the rights of a stepchild?
The rights of a stepchild is, depends on if it's a man or woman, but in general that you are good to them, you respect them, you give them a good upbringing, you try your best with them, you took that responsibility of knowing that they would be there. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to soften your heart and to make it easy for you and make you a successful step-parent. Amen.
Barakallahu fi Shaykhana. Brothers and sisters, I'd like to thank you very much for taking part in Shaykhana. May Allah reward you for being here with us. So please join us tomorrow, inshallah, for more Ask Eman with our guests. We don't know who the Shaykh is going to be, but our beloved Shuyukh, inshallah, will be one of our Shuyukh as usual. And our beloved presenter, inshallah. So join us tomorrow for more Ask Eman, a late night show, inshallah, for me and Shaykh for now. Till next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.